welcome back to my channel. This is Varsha here. So spring has started and I wanted to kickstart it with this really nice bright pink look. Actually guys, to tell you the truth, when I sat down to film, I didn't have any idea what I was going to film. I just was like, okay, this top looks good. It's all like florally. So I got inspired by this and I just did this look. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please do like, comment, subscribe and share this video, and it would mean the world to me, guys. Also let me know in the comments down below what other looks you want me to do, and if you want me to recreate anything. So let's get started. Alright guys, so the first thing that I do is prime my face, and for my primer today I am using the Benefit Porefessional, which is my holy grail primer of all time. I apply it mainly to my T-zone because that is where I have the most pores. This Benefit Porefessional is one of the best primers that I've ever used. It holds my makeup all day long and it helps in covering all my pores. Up next, for color correcting, I use the NYX concealer palette and the LA Girl Orange Concealer. First, I apply the orange concealer on all my dark spots, that is especially on my cheek area and also around my mouth area where I have hyperpigmentation. This one mainly helps in neutralizing those dark areas, and especially when I apply my foundation, it makes it look like as if it's invisible. From the NYX concealer palette, I take the peach shade and I apply it right under my eyes because I do have dark circles, and this helps in neutralizing the dark circles and makes it look more brighter and much more vibrant when I apply my foundation. And for my foundation today, I am using the L'Oreal Infallible Pro Matte Foundation in the shade Caramel Beige. This is one of my favorite drugstore foundation because it blends in so well. It is extremely easy to use and it gives me a really good coverage. So I apply this all over my face, and also I drag it down my neck so that there is not like a different block of color on my face and on my neck. And my earrings totally fell off. I don't know why that happened actually. Next, for my concealer, I use the Maybelline Instant Age Rewind Concealer in the shade Medium. More than applying it as a concealer, I applied it as a highlighting concealer, and I applied it mainly under my eyes in a weird upside down triangle shape, on my forehead, on the bridge of my nose, on my chin, and on my cupid's bow, and right under where my contour would be. I blended it all in using my damp beauty blender. Now to set all this in its place, I use the Nye Banana powder and I applied it on all the places where I concealed, so that it locks the foundation and the concealer into its place and it holds it all day long. Since this is a yellow tone powder, it also gave me a bit of a more highlighted look to my face. Next, for my contour, I used the Anastasia Beverly Cream Contour Kit and I applied this cool tone brown shade on the hollows of my cheek and also on my forehead, so that it gives me a more sculpted and a more dimension look to my face. And I blended it using a Real Techniques Duo Fiber brush. And to set my contour in place, I use the Kat Von D Shade and Light palette and I applied Somber, I believe it is, and I applied it on all the places where I contoured. Up Up next for my brows, I used the Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Definer in the shade Ebony, and I filled in all the sparse areas of my eyebrows. Now I do have kind of thicker eyebrows, and so I only applied it with a very light hand. For my eye primer, I use the Too Faced Shadow Insurance, and I don't really know where the clip of me showing the product went, but I used that as a base primer for my eyelids. And to set it in place, I used again the Nye Banana powder so that it helps me in blending my shadows really well and also holds it in place. Taking this brown shade, like a cool tone brown shade from the Morphe 35N palette, I applied it to my crease area as a good transition color, and I applied it using a fluffy blending brush. Taking this kind of a brown peachy shade from the same palette, oh my god, from the same Morphe 35N palette, I applied it on all of my eyelids so that it gives a good wash of color. Up next, for the star of the show, which is the pink color, I used the e.l.f. blush palette and took this pink shade and I applied it mainly on the outer lids of my eyes using a pencil brush, and I started blending it using a clean fluffy brush. I did this around 2 or 3 times until I got the right color payoff, and I blended it really well. With bright colors, blending is the key. From the Loreal Infallible Pro Contour Palette, taking this highlighted shade, I applied it mainly on my brow bone so that it gives me a much more subtle highlighted look to my eyes. For my eyeliner today, I used the L'Oreal Voluminous Superstar Liner. Now I recently got this eyeliner and I was so surprised with the felt tip because it was so fine and I could do my wing line perfectly. This is really good for beginners because the felt tip is extremely fine and you can literally draw it, as you can see me doing here. And with wing lines, it is really important to have a lot of patience and have a lot of control. Have a good practice with it so that you get it that well. I would actually suggest resting your hand on a table or on a lap or somewhere so that you get a good control over your hands. Up next for my waterline, I used the Milani Shadow Eyes in the shade brown, and I did not use black because I didn't want it to be like on your face band, but then I wanted some color, and so I used a brown which is more subtle. Taking this light peachy shade from the 35N palette again, I applied it to my lower waterline so that it gives me a light smoky look and much more dimension to my eyes. Up next for my mascara today, I used the Maybelline Falsies Push Up Drama Mascara and I applied it to both my top and bottom lashes. These lashes actually help me give much more length than volume, so if you are looking for a mascara where you want much more length, this is a perfect find for you. For my lips today, I used the Colourpop lipsticks in the shade Jingle and Night Owl. At first I applied Jingle and I found it was a bit too red for this look, so I went on top of it with the Night Owl with a very light hand and I sheared it out so that it gives me a much more of a pinky fuchsia shade. For my blusher today, I used the e.l.f. blush palette and I took this natural pink color and I applied it to the apples of my cheeks. And for my highlighter, I used the Kat Von D shade and light contour palette, and I took this shade called Levitation, I believe it is, and I applied it on tops of my cheeks, on the bridge of my nose, and on top of my brows and on my cupid's bow to give me a much more highlighted and a lifted look. And this is the final look, guys. I really hope you enjoyed it. It was something bright and colorful for the spring summer season. I hope you recreate it, and if you do, please do leave me some pictures on Instagram and all my social medias. I will leave the links to them down below, and I will also leave all the product details that I've used today in the description box below. Do check it out. Give this video a great big thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel for more such videos. See you next time, guys. Bye.